United National Party parliamentarian Karu Jayasuriya says that the people have been made to seek the assistance of courts to protect themselves from their representatives. Jayasuriya made this statement at a media briefing in a media statement that was issued today.
The statement points out that the onslaught on the country's democratic establishments and the rule of law by the incumbent regime warrants attention and unreserved condemnation by all those who aspire to higher democratic standards. The executive, legislature and the judiciary are the cornerstones of a vibrant democracy, underscored by an active civil society, a free media and an informed and astute citizenry. Jayasuriya says all these except the executive, and that too only a minority of the privileged, have been rendered redundant. Furthermore, Jayasuriya says that while the executive of the country is on a drive to tighten the grip on power, the other arms which serve as foundations are being rendered redundant by the same conviction. The statement goes on to say the man the regime once called the greatest army commander in the world for ridding Sri Lanka of the LTT menace is a convicted felon, while a ruling party legislator, implicated as the main suspect in the murder of a politician, now basks in the safety and comfort provided to him with an unmatched level of political patronage. Jayasuriya says that when the people of Sri Lanka cry out for justice, this regime is intent on destroying the judicial system by striking at its very heart. He points out that as the legislature loses its relevance, the media remains muzzled and people's liberties are stolen by their rulers, the people must look to the judiciary to keep the executive in check. The statement adds that he stands with them, beside them and for them as they face what will likely be the toughest challenge of their careers. In the meantime, Eastern Provincial Council and former Chief Minister Sivanesa Thurai Chandrakanthan says that the Tamil people in the East have not properly understood politics. He expressed this view at a media briefing in Colombo today.
I contested this election with the intention of becoming the Chief Minister. If I received another 15,000 votes from Batiklo and if the TMVP obtained another 3 seats, I would have been the Chief Minister. Our people have not understood the politics in the East properly. That is evident from this election. I am saddened by it. I see this as a temporary setback. I am working now so that I can rise up once again. Journalists questioned Chandrakanthan whether he has any intention of entering Parliament. We have not reached a decision yet, but our party is looking into it. Not right now, maybe in 3 months. The former Chief Minister also commented on the Tamil National Alliance. The Tamil National Alliance contested with the intention of defeating the government during the Eastern Provincial Council election. What did they say at that time? Cast a ballot for the unification of the North and East. They said that was the final opportunity. Sumandiran and Sambandhan said that it was an opportunity given by God. What I say to them is to stop cheating the Tamil people. It has become a trend for the TNA to cheat the Tamils with slogans. The 2012 Provincial Council election gave an opportunity for the Tamils to govern the Eastern Province, but they were deceived by the leaders. Now the Tamils have to be seated as the opposition in the Provincial Council.
The United National Party convened a media briefing in Colombo today.
The Muslim community will never forgive him for making deals with the government to protect his ministerial portfolio and secure his power. The voters in the Eastern Province have been betrayed. They held discussions with the government and joined the government not to speak about the issues of Muslims. Rather than focusing attention on the land issues, employment issues, housing issues, he joined the government to protect his cabinet ministerial portfolio. The TNA gave him an opportunity. They invited him and offered the position of Chief Minister without any conditions. They gave him the Chief Minister position for the full 5-year term. What will the next betrayal be? He says that the government and Najib Majid will have that position only for 2.5 years. However, after taking his oath, Najib Majid said that he would be the Chief Minister for 5 years.
අවුරුදු 5ම මහමැති මමයි කියලා.
ලක්ෂ 4කට වඩා වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් ආණ්ඩුවට විරුද්ධව ඡන්ද පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන ජනතාව.
More than 400,000 people cast their vote against the government. That 400,000 strong public opinion has been disregarded. Today in the Eastern Province they have established a provincial council which does not reflect the will of the people. Politically, this is his biggest betrayal yet.
මේක විශාලම දේශපාලන වශයෙන් එතුමා කරපු ලොකුම පාවාදීමක්.
The Divi Naguma bill was passed with a majority in the Western Provincial Council today. 64 councillors voted for the bill while 24 councillors voted against the bill.
The Western Provincial Council, which convened this morning, was chaired by Sunil Vijayratna. The Divi Naguma bill was tabled at the council following an edict by the Supreme Court that the bill needs to be approved by all the provincial councils prior to being tabled in Parliament. Accordingly, at the last Parliament session, the leader of the House, Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva, withdrew the bill from the order paper. The bill can only be tabled in Parliament if it is approved by all the provincial councils. The bill was tabled in the Western Provincial Council by the Chief Minister, Prasanna Ranatunga. Tensions ran high in the ensuing debate. Provincial Council representatives expressed these views following the tense situation. 52 billion rupees from the Samudhi Authority will come under this Divi Naguma bill. In one clause, it states that monies from this fund can be allocated from time to time for various purposes by the Minister of Finance. If they wish, they could invest that money in the stock market through the EPF, or they could invest this money in bankrupt countries in the world and waste innocent people's money. Chairman, what will happen through this? Does it state anywhere how much funds will be received by the innocent Samudhi beneficiaries? We think that this bill will not serve the Samudhi officials or the Samudhi beneficiaries. These are bills being introduced through greed. The government is wondering where it can get more money from. This bill mentions everyone, including Samudhi officers, those working for the Samudhi Authority, those in the Southern Development Authority and the Upcountry Development Authority. All of these people will become public officials from the time this bill is enacted and will receive their appointments through the Public Service Commission. They will all receive a full government pension. Subsequently, a vote was called for. The Sri Lanka Muslim Congress also voted for the bill. While the UNP and JVP voted against the bill, none of the councillors abstained from voting. I state that the bill has been passed with a majority of 44 votes. Meanwhile, the All Island Samudhi and Agricultural Officers Union staged a demonstration in support of the Divi Naguma bill opposite the Western Provincial Council today.
Meanwhile, views were expressed on the matter at a media briefing convened by the UNP today.
අධිකරණයෙන් දිවි නැගුම පනත ආපහු යවලා තියෙනවා පළාත් සභාවෙන්.
Court has sent back the Divi Naguma bill saying it must be approved by all the provincial councils. Provincial councils were created to provide more autonomy. The government is introducing the Divi Naguma bill to centralize a majority of the powers held by the provincial councils. When the Divi Naguma bill is tabled in the Eastern Provincial Council, what stance will Rauf Hakim and the SLMC take?
රවුෆ් හකීම් මැතිතුමන්ලා මුස්ලිම් කොංග්‍රසය එයින් ගන්න ස්ථාවරය කුමක්ද?
Convener of the Inter-University Students' Federation, Sanjeeva Bandara, was released on bail by the Fort Magistrates Court today. Sanjeeva Bandara was released on two sureties of 200,000 rupees each.
Colombo Fort Magistrate Shanika Vijayratna advised Sanjeeva Bandara not to be party to unlawful assembly in future. He was also advised not to organize and participate in demonstrations that disturb the public. The court ordered Sanjeeva Bandara to report to the Colombo Crimes Division every Monday, Wednesday and Saturday between 9 a.m. and 12 noon.
ආණ්ඩුවේ උවමනාවට අනුව පොලිසිය අපි ගෙන යන ඉදිරි වැඩපිළිවෙළවල් වැළැක්වීම සඳහා විවිධ කොන්දේසි අධිකරණය තුළ ඉදිරිපත් කරනවා.
The police acting on behalf of the government presented various conditions to court to prevent our protests. They attempted to prevent marches and for our protests to be limited to areas such as Hyde Park where the public does not gather. Although we did not agree to the bail conditions, the court took this into consideration and granted bail. We reiterate that we are prepared to come forward in a democratic manner to safeguard the educational rights of the people in the country.
අප ලබා දෙන කටයුතු කරලා තිබෙනවා. අපි අවධාරණයෙන් යුතුව කියනවා ඉදිරියේත් මේ රටේ ජනතාවගේ අධ්‍යාපන අයිතිවාසිකම් වෙනුවෙන් තාමත් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී ලෙස මේ පෙනී ඉන්න සටන් කරන්න කටයුතු කරනවා.
Sanjeeva Bandara was taken into custody on the 20th of this month by the Colombo Crimes Division on charges of causing damage estimated at 75,000 rupees to a police vehicle and being party to unlawful assembly. The complaint will be taken up again on the 2nd of next month.
The police have commenced extensive investigations into the disappearance of a school student in the Alla-Demodara area. The police had received a complaint on the disappearance of 16-year-old Sandanam Joseph Manodaran from the Navilavatta area in Alla. The complaint says that he had gone to his school located 4 kilometers away from his home in Demodara last Friday. The police media spokesperson's office said that the complaint also states that he had phoned his relatives asking them to rescue him. No information has come to light about the whereabouts of the student.
And time now to take a look at the newspaper cartoon of the day.
The Supreme Court decreed today that on the 1st of October, the Secretary to the Ministry of Education must personally make submissions to court over the failure to implement the appointment of a qualified individual to the position of principal at Visakha Vidyalaya Bandarawala by the Public Service Commission. This order was issued when a fundamental rights petition citing the Education Secretary, the Human Rights Commission, the Public Service Commission and others as respondents was taken up for consideration today. The petition was filed by this Grade 1 official of the Sri Lanka Principal Service who following an interview was granted an appointment as principal of Visakha Vidyalaya Bandarawala by the Public Service Commission. This official, who received a letter of appointment from the Public Service Commission on the 31st of May for the appointment effective on the 11th of June, was denied the right to conduct her duties at the school and instead was allowed only to come up to the entrance of Visakha Vidyalaya Bandarawala and sign the attendance register stating that she had reported for work. The duly appointed principal, who states in her petition that the acting principal had allowed her to sign the attendance register between the 18th and 28th of June, also mentions that on the 28th of June, the Deputy Minister of Education visited the school and a meeting was held for the teachers, parents and ordinary and advanced level students at the school. The petition also notes that the Deputy Minister of Education had placed an entry in the school logbook. She also notes that when she attempted to sign the attendance register the next day, the acting principal had taken it away and prevented her from doing so. Among the requests made in the petition is that the logbook in which the Deputy Minister of Education placed an entry on the 28th of June be produced in court.
The new chairman of the state-owned National Savings Bank says that the new board will reveal the bank's true position to the media. The new chairman of the bank, Sunil S. Sirisenas, gave this assurance at a media briefing yesterday.
අපේ බැංකුවේ දැනට මිලියන 16ක් ගනුදෙනුකරුවෝ ඉන්නවා. මේ සාමාන්‍ය මිනිස්සු
At present, our bank has 16 million clients. That is 80% of the country's population. When ordinary people hear various reports about the bank on TV and the newspapers, they panic. Therefore, we would appreciate if you talk to us too before writing about our bank. We will talk to you and give you the information you require. We will tell you if there is a crisis in the bank or if the bank is functioning well.
මේකේ පසුබෑමක් තියනවද? බරපතල අර්බුදයක් තියනවද? එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ බැංකුව සාමාන්‍ය ජාතික තිරකිරීමේ බැංකුව වශයෙන් තවදුරටත් පවතිනවද කියන එක පිළිබඳව ඔබ හැමත විස්තරයක් කරන්න.